Good evening and welcome. This is Sandman signing on and doing another Meet the Fleet video, and the ship I have in front of me is my Aegis Sabre. Now, the Sabre is, like most of the fleets that I actually have spent money, or most of the ships that I've actually spent money on, is one of my favorite ships in the game. I love the way it looks, I love the lines on it, and I have enjoyed flying it. It's a phenomenal little ship. It's a stealth fighter, so that's a good thing to know. It's basically a little escort fighter that is meant to be flown alongside a stealth bomber, or for striking targets that you really don't want to see you ahead of time. Stealth mechanics are in play in Tier 0 currently in the game, I believe. So they're not fully realized yet, but you can definitely tell when you're trying to find someone flying a stealth ship, because sometimes you have to be almost on top of them before you actually get your radar to find them. So that's kind of cool. Now, the Aegis Sabre comes equipped standard with 4 Panther repeaters, which are a size 3 laser repeater. All 4 are fixed in 2 weapon groups. So this is a nosed-on dogfighting aircraft. There is no gimbaled weapons on it. I suppose if I really felt so inclined, I could gimbal all my weapons, but I would have to get rid of my size 3 repeaters and go down to size 2s. And why would I do something that silly when it's really easy for me to keep the nose on my target and gun them down, because these things rip shields off fast, the 4 of them together. I love it. You get 3 shield generators with this thing. All of them are the shimmer stealth shields. So it does have some survivability in a dogfight. Once your shields are gone, though, you definitely want to rely on this thing's maneuverability and speed until your shields get back up, or they're going to tear through you like tissue paper. I've just found that these things do not survive well once their shields are gone, in my experience. Alright, so we're going to crouch down here and come here. Now, this is probably one of the few things I don't like about the way that this is done on this ship right now, and it's just, I don't know if it's a problem with the coding or what, but if you have your missiles turned on to where you can use them, this missile bay right here, which has 2 size 4 missile racks in it, right here, yep, and it carries, I believe, 8 missiles total, size 3s. But this missile rack here, the bay doors are just open. They're stuck open. And on a stealth fighter, like an actual modern stealth fighter, the F-22 being the prime example, these doors open only when you got a target lock and the missile is being fired. And on this, they just stay open if you have your missiles turned on. So I often, just because I don't like the look of it being open while I'm flying, have it closed. Now, I do like that it has a swept wing design when it is landed. I wish that when this thing went at its top speed that the wings actually swept as well. But when the gear is down, your wings sweep back so you can park more of them next to each other. But it is what it is. I like the way that the wings are swept on it. I love it. Where they sweep back and lock in place. I just wish it would do it in flight from time to time. Now, it is an Aegis dynamic ship, and it shares a lot of design characteristics as far as like lines and the shape of it with the Vanguard series and several other Aegis ships. Again, going with that whole manufacturer theme, when I do my video on my Vanguard Warden, you will see those similarities. Your landing gear are just these like little feet, which is fine, because rolling landing gear doesn't really work anyway in the game yet. So hopefully at some point in time it does, and you can do like actually rolling takeoffs and stuff like that if you so want to, instead of just everything VTOL. I think it'd be cool to actually use the tank tracks on my Vanguard Warden. But that is neither here nor there. Alright, so let's bring this ladder down. So the ladder comes down and it actually moves this gun back, which I thought was a pretty neat thing. But from a practical standpoint of being an aircraft mechanic, I would hate to be the guy who has to maintain that system. Because every time the pilot gets in and out of this thing, anytime anyone gets in and out, that gun moves back. That's a system that's going to take a lot of wear and tear, which is silly. It's a silly thing to deal with. Lots of wear and tear, which means lots of braking. Which means I would be willing to bet that most Sabres, if they had a maintenance log, would be down for maintenance due to that particular system being busted. Let's close the ladder. See, it just slides right back into place. So it just is what it is. They made it work, and it's a game. So we're gonna open the canopy. So open the canopy. And we'll shine the light up there. So this is kind of what the canopy and everything looks like when it's all open. And we'll turn that off, and we're going to climb into the cockpit. This is a fighter, so it's definitely a cockpit. Ask 10 different people why it's called that, and you will get one of two answers, and one is far funnier than the other. I won't say it though, because I actually like most of the aircrew I've met, surprisingly. I've heard horror stories, but most of the aircrew I've had to deal with are actually pretty cool dudes. So, this is the cockpit of my Aegis Sabre, and you can see you have 4 MDFs, and then the nice thing about the Aegis line is if you look at the HUD on my helmet, as long as I have a helmet on and equipped, I get my status, which gives me this one down here and this one right here, right up there on my helmet's HUD, which I think is really nice. Those are fixed. I can't swap them out for anything else. So what I normally do is I come down here and I change these over to, come on, stop moving your head, stop it. Nice switch. This one over to weapons, because like I said, I don't like, oh, it only has 4 missiles. I don't like having to worry about that. And I switched the other one here over to just comms. And then like that, bam, I have all the displays I'd ever need for this particular ship, because it's a dogfighter. Don't really do much. As you saw, I turned the missiles off, and that's because I wanted to show you what it looked like with the missile bay door closed. Now, this ship is fast. Out of all my ships, this one is the fastest. It will, in a flat-out race, outrun anything else I have. My next fastest would be probably a tie between my Warden and my Cuddy. But this thing will fly faster than the Mustang. It'll fly faster than the Mercury Star Runner that I got for being a subscriber for this month and is just on loan to me. I'm not sure if it has a higher top speed than the Vandal Scythe that's on loan to subscribers as well, but it's fast. I love flying this thing, especially in third person. And speaking of, we're going to take this up real quick. So we're going to do this, and I think that's what I wanted to do. Oh, wait. I have... There we go. Engines are on. Alright. Now we're going to go here. And we're going to take off. And I don't know why I'm tumbling, but hey, we're stabilized. Okay. So now we're up in the air, and this is what I mean by so the doors are open, you can see that. Gear is up, and this is the profile of this thing in flight. And it is amazing. I love flying this thing. I love watching it fly through the air and do neat things. And it's just, it's a beautiful ship to me. It's, I want 10 of them. I want a whole wing of them to fly out from a stealth carrier and just gun things down. I think they're awesome. So let me go back into the flight deck here, or the cockpit, and we're gonna go menu. The high winds are blowing me around. So that is something that does happen in this, is weather does affect your ability to hover. Go figure. Just like with the real world. It's like physics or something exists. Oh, wait. Don't do that. Alright. Alright. Now let's look at this profile. Now you can see it without those pesky doors open. I have my light turned on, which is a really bright spotlight, honestly. And that is the Aegis Sabre. I hope you enjoyed. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, hit the little bell icon, and hopefully I see you in the future. As far as I'm coming to the end of ships that I have available to share with you all, as far as what I have, I can rent more ships, I can buy ships in game. I plan on purchasing more ships to add to my fleet, but do you want to see me continue this series by renting ships and showing them off to you? And then that way, you know, I can rent them, I can play around with them. The only thing with rentals is I can't really change their loadouts, which is fine, because I think the only ship that I really have a custom loadout with right now is the Warden. But that's neither here nor there. But let me know in the comments what you would like to see as far as that's concerned, and we'll go from there. Because really, this is all about like what you guys want to see. And I got the reverse functions all mixed up in my brain. Down! Good ship. Alright. So, that being said, let me know what you think, and hopefully I see you in the verse. This is Sandman, signing out.